didn't you just have a big operation?
Yeah, on my back.
What's the matter with your back?
Nothing's the matter with my back. I have a problem that's called cerebral palsy. It's...
What is it called?
Cerebral palsy? I don't know how to mention cerebral palsy. And it's where my brain is telling my legs to that I should walk a funny way. And before I had my operation, I would walk really crooked and funny, and people would laugh at me, and I'd get really hurt. So I had this operation to make me walk straighter. And I think I really liked my doctor. He was really nice, and I think he did a really, really good job.
Well, how do you walk?
I walk fine.
Really?
Well, I still practice, and I still have to do exercises, and I have therapy 4 times a week.
Well, what's the worst part about having a handicap?
I think being made fun of. I think that really hurts. Even if you try to ignore them, it really hurts down deep inside.
And, I mean, where do you get the strength to not be, totally depressed from all of the...
Well, I don't know, just if you really think about it, they have a problem too. Because if they didn't have a problem, I don't think they would be calling you names and stuff. Because, maybe they have a problem, so they're taking it out loud on you. And they, I don't know, they just want to be mean or something. They just want to hurt somebody because they got hurt.
Right. So now how do you deal with it when people make fun of you now?
Well, nobody really does, and if they do, I just ignore them, because I've been called names for my whole entire life, so I've gotten used to it.
Right.
But at my school, nobody calls me names.
What about older people? Do they make fun of you?
No.
Do you think they grow out of it, or do you think inside they still treat you differently?
Well, inside, a lot of people just, even grown-ups, they treat me differently. But that's because I'm different than other people, and nobody's the same.
That's right.
So they can't treat all of us the same because we're all different.
Well, what was the hardest part of the operation?
Being in the hospital and doing the exercises at first.
It was painful. I remember you were in a lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
Yeah. Do you still have any pain?
No, not at all. I've been stretching my back, lifting weights, trying to run.
Can we see you walk?
Sure.
Wait a second. And how did you walk before?
It's hard to do this because my legs really don't go how they were used to.
Well, could you explain the operation, how they did it?
They opened my back and they cut nerves in my back. They slit them in half, and it was really a dangerous operation because you could get paralyzed, but this doctor has never made anyone get paralyzed.
So they cut some of the nerves, and how did that help?
It helped a lot because it loosened my muscles.
So the nerves that controlled your the muscles in your legs, the ones your legs before used to be, the muscles used to be very tight.
Very, very, very tight. This was my 3rd operation I've ever had.
Wow. You're a real veteran.
No, not really. And I think this one was the hardest operation.
What do you have to say to people who go through extremely difficult times?
Well, I think it's really hard. It's really hard, and I think once you get through it, or once it's over, I think you'll feel much happier. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing all that with you. Is it hard to talk about your handicap?
Not really. Not at all.
I guess, when people ask you, well, how come you don't walk right? How do you feel?
I feel fine. Before I got kind of mad if people asked, but now I understand why they're asking. And I tell them sometimes.
And sometimes you just make up a story then?
No, sometimes I just ignore them.
Uh-huh. I guess it depends on how they ask.
Right.
What would you like to do now?
Right now, I'd like to go talk on the phone.
Ha! Alright, go ahead.
Bye! Oh, and this is the 90s.